This is the case study for 144 Highland Road, the AdWords campaign I set up, and I just briefly ran this for slightly over 12 hours, and as you can see, we're off to a great start. As I recommended, you want to have at least a 1% click-through rate on stuff, and we're far above that for each. So let me dive into this. Also, be sure you refer to the other video. It's either going to be below this on the page, or it's the one about editing your campaign. Both of these pieces I'm going to cover a couple different elements, so make sure you watch both of those to make sure you're really optimizing your campaigns the best you can. Let's dive in first and look at our ads. So as we can see here, we have two ads that are doing really well right now. This ad's working really well for the real estate related keywords, and this ad is working well for the homes for sale keywords. My guess is the reason that this is doing better right now is because it includes York, PA home in the display or the body text as well. Now these ads are still running. It doesn't mean they're not doing well. It's just we need to give it a little more time. What I'd recommend is allowing an ad to run for at least 30 impressions before you make a decision if it's doing well or not. Maybe slightly more. Probably between 30 and 50 impressions will give you a very good idea of what kind of click-through you can expect for that ad. So what we'll do is we'll do this based on each ad group. First, let's jump into York, PA homes. So we're going to look at both of these ads. And right now this seems to be the sure winner, but we'll allow this to go to at least 30 or more. And then if we find out that this has a higher click-through rate, what you can do is you can select pause, and that will stop running this ad, but you'll still keep this in your window so that you can refer back to the text you used in the past. And then we'll make another ad similar to this, but we'll change up the text if it ends up being the better ad. So, and then you just keep split testing to get better click-through rates and find the ad that performs the best. You don't have to do this over and over again, but maybe the first week or so until you get into a good mode and find an ad that's running well for each ad group. So I can build a new one. Let's say I pause, first of all, let's say I pause this one, assuming that it had over 30 impressions and no clicks. So I'm looking at the copy for this, and I want to tweak it a little bit this time, and then split test a similar ad to this. So maybe I would do exclamation point here, and I could do view pics, maps, and videos of this York home. Okay, it's a little bit over, so I'm going to change that to just say video, and maybe I'll remove the comma. Okay, so we have, yep, perfect. And then I can save this ad, and see what I did here is I just changed the body text slightly enough that I can run a split test between this and see which performs better out of these two. And then again, allow this new one to run for at least 30 impressions, see what click-through rate you have, make a decision from that point. All right, so that's how you would go about tweaking your ads, ad copy. Another thing to keep in mind is with keywords. Again, this is covered a little bit in the other video as well for editing, but let's look at all our keywords. Now you see this word is performing great right off the bat. This one is too, and this one's okay. You know, it's still above 1%, so that's doing well. Now what you might find is, let's just use this as an example. Right now it only has 30 impressions, but let's say it gets up to 150, 200 impressions, you still don't have any clicks for it. What's happening is this is putting impressions on your account, and you're not really getting any clicks for the keyword. So you might want to go ahead and just pause that if it's not performing well for you. Okay, so that's one thing to consider. Another thing, as we cover, and you'll see this in the other video as well about changing your bids and stuff, but you might find that you want to bid slightly higher on a keyword. For example, this is costing us $1.20. Maybe you're not afraid to put your max CPC up to $2.50, knowing that this will still be relatively low. And that'll help you to get a little bit higher on the page. Because right now, this is showing at an average of 3 on the page. Maybe we want to get that to an average of 1. So you can raise your max CPC bid. You can also do the same for other words. You could even lower it in a different case scenario where you feel like it's performing really well, and you might even be able to get your max CPC on that specific keyword down slightly more. Okay, so just a couple advanced things to keep in mind. And finally, I wanted to show you this. The reason that I recommend using keywords in the title, the body, and the display URL as much as possible is that AdWords will actually bold the words when they're included in a search. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to just go up to tools here and do an ad preview. If I typed in York, PA real estate, and I hit preview, what will happen is it will display our ad, which is down here, and you can see it's bolding York, PA. It's bolding my title. It's bolding my display URL because those are the keywords that I typed in for search. So if I could fit real estate into the body, those words would be bolded as well, and it helps the ad jump off the page a little bit more. It also gives you favor in Google's eyes because they think you're more relevant if you're sprinkling the keywords into the ad copy. Okay? So I hope that helps you get a better idea of split testing ads. You might find that the copy I've used in these ads won't work as well for you, and you might want to try something completely creative and different. Okay? Just a few things to keep in mind when you're creating your ads is it's good to have a question mark in the title when you can. Don't ask me why, it just works. Using your keywords as well, like I explained. It's good to have calls to actions like view, action-based words that get them to click, or like a really enticing offer, like the free list of your foreclosures. That typically works almost in any market, and so different things that you can test there. And your ad should be performing pretty well as you continue to mix those things in and try different things, keep tweaking and split testing, and you'll find the type of ads that work for you. You'll find the keywords that you want to optimize and really make a focus for your campaigns.